From the Folio Society, I have the Amazing Spider-Man, Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man, we should say. This is basically a collected edition, and it collects a ton of his more renowned issues, if you will, alongside, and the main reason I picked it up, a scale replica of Amazing Spider-Man #1. And quite frankly, that was the sole reason I bought this. Oh, that's nice. Let's see if we can get that to focus really well. Hopefully you guys can see some of that texture. Some of the red versus, oh, that's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, pop it open. There's the spine. And then the big reveal. Ooh, that looks good. That looks super, super nice. Check that out. So it's this really interesting, hopefully you guys can pick that up really good. But it's this like, I don't know, I think they actually describe it as, ooh, looks like kind of a mark there. So this hard case is bound in boxed cloth. That's what that is right there. So very neat. So I wanted to compare the size of it to an omnibus. Let's move that out of the way. So this is the Todd McFarlane, David Michelinie omnibus. One of the better runs. Todd McFarlane absolutely killed it on this run. So there's kind of the thickness comparison there. And then of course, hopefully you guys can kind of make that out. I kind of have them evened up just a little bit. So not much different than an omnibus, really. So not much different at all. Cool. So let's put that off to the side. I don't know if you guys can tell. Maybe there's a little bit of reflection, but you can kind of see there's like a weird creasing in there. That kind of stings. All right. So this is what I'm pumped about. This right here, The Amazing Spider-Man #1, March 1963. In the folder there, so that's nice. We'll save that for last. So all these stories were all selected by Roy Thomas. That looks super incredible. Kind of flip it on the back there, show you guys the spine all the way through and the back. So super, super neat. I'm already very impressed. All right, so we'll lay that there. Let's save that to the end. I'm super pumped. All right, so let's just immediately start. Oh, nice. Look at that. Spider-Man. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, trying to be super careful. Oh, the Folio Society, London 2021. Selected and introduced by Roy Thomas. All right, so it has Spider, Burning Bright by Roy Thomas. That's very interesting because that's something I will have never read so far. Then we have Spider-Man AF15, Spider-Man versus Doc Ock, which is ASM 3. Doc Ock, kind of lame. Comment down below. I know you guys disagree, but it is what it is. And then we have Spider-Man Tackles the Torch, ASM #8. I love that. That's a great story. And then we have The Birth of a Superhero, ASM 42, and Death Shall Come, ASM #90. So that's very interesting. And then we have The Night Gwen Stacy Died, which is 121. Not a big fan of that story because, well, check out my ASM review videos. You guys will definitely see why. And then we have The Goblin's Last Stand. Really, really solid story. I mean, if I'm being fair, Jerry Conway didn't ruin Spider-Man, but if you saw the video, you know why. The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man, 248. Oh man, that one was very interesting. ASM 300, which is, you know, Venom. And then you have The Conversation, ASM Spider-Man Volume 2, number 38. Oh, that is a good story. I just got into Volume 2 2 weeks ago, and I'm already, you know, into like 550 or so. And then we have there for you, Spider-Man #2. I actually don't know what that one is because I haven't gotten there yet. And then The Amazing Spider-Man number 801. So very, very intriguing. Here's the story by Roy Thomas. I will be reading that. Oh man, look at that. I'm just making sure we go page by page. Spider-Man AF-15. And I believe these are all super high. Oh, tell me we got the cover. Okay, I thought we didn't get the cover. If I'm not mistaken, these are super high-res scans from an actual book, which is awesome. So there's AF-15. If you didn't know, AF-15 actually had 4 full stories in it. Man, that's incredible. Now, the paper is just a glossy. It's not like actual comic material, which is still fine. Spider-Man Doc Ock 3. Lame. No, I'm just kidding. The worst part about Doc Ock is the whole Aunt May love interest. Really terrible there. Really terrible. Super interesting. I love this. Oh, and those pinups in the early days, some of the best. Some of the best, without a doubt. Spider-Man tackles the torch. Look, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, you have to become a fan of the torch at some point. I think it's kind of a given. I absolutely love that story, without a doubt. So, very, very awesome. Now, we'll just flip through here. Make sure I want to make sure I'm getting to the, there we go. 42. The birth of Spider-Man. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, look who that is. Look who that is. Look, do you guys see? You see? Let's lift it up there. You guys see? Mary Jane. She's not as cool as Gwen Stacy until Todd McFarlane takes over, then she becomes interesting. Spider-Man, the Killer. Did I miss that? And I think I missed that when I was doing the review, but that's okay. Gwen Stacy. Oh, this is right. This is where he kills Gwen Stacy's dad. I was like, man, I'm looking at it upside down. Oh man, the spider crotch. I love it. And then look, all the old ads. This is something I did not get when I was reading it via Marvel Unlimited, which is where I'm reading them all. More Doc Ock, Captain Stacy. You know, he didn't actually kill her. This right here, I knew it was coming, right? I think everybody, when they're reading Spider-Man, if you've ever done a read through, you know this is coming. But man, oh man, is it disappointing when it does. I was really enjoying. God, that's amazing. I mean, truly, modern comic artists have nothing on these dudes. I'm just kidding. There's a lot of great modern comic art. Y'all don't be in the comments destroying me. Fantastic, fantastic. I hated the whole reason why he killed her, which you find out in volume 2. I hated that. Thought it was stupid. Apparently they retcon that later on. Yeah. God, I felt so bad after reading this. So bad. I mean, she was gone. Not only did Gwen Stacy die, but Norm himself. I'm trying to go back and show you guys exactly. I'm doing this upside down. Yeah, that was cool. Anyways, the kid who collects Spider-Man. This is really a heartwarming story. This kid has a disease, and Spider-Man's like his hero, and it's sad, very sad, but very, very heartwarming. My brother-in-law Logan was telling me kind of the whole story behind it and why they did this. It was very intriguing, and this is where Spider-Man, I feel like, was a true game changer. For the first time since he was introduced, really, Todd McFarlane did things that nobody else did. I couldn't stand the way he drew faces. But the webs, the way he drew Mary Jane, if you've never read comics, yeah, Mary Jane, this is what she actually looks like in the comic books. And then she continues kind of the supermodel look for quite some time. And I feel like in every scene, every comic book, they had her for a very long time. Todd drew her very risque. Which is nothing wrong with that. I know people are probably like, oh, you should stretch the spine. Whatever. Whatever. Eddie Brock and Venom. I mean, What an amazing character design. But everything about this, the webbing was, I mean, just amazing. Spider-Man was very lucky that Todd McFarlane was a partsy. More MJ. Peter Parker was built. And then the pose. He's back in the red suit. Love it. And then 301, I believe, is him back in the red suit on the cover. And this is the conversation. Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, man, that looks sick, actually. This was heartbreaking because he loves Mary Jane. Oh, wait, no. Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. Okay, this is still really good. I thought this was the issue where he and Mary Jane were trying to find each other, and they ended up on two different airplanes going opposite directions, and you think the whole time you're not going to see it. When in doubt, Aunt May finds out who Peter Parker really is. This was a very interesting and I think a really good character development moment for Peter Parker. And then I think this is really one of the moments where you see May isn't just a brittle old woman that's going to pass out every 5 minutes. But the other one I was talking about, man, that is beautiful. That's one of the most gorgeous splash pages in the run so far. So super good. And I've not read these. So this is my first time actually flipping through it. And see, you know, if there's, oh God, I don't know who drew this, but I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm a huge fan. Is this the first time Miles is in 616 maybe? See, I'm not a huge fan of this art. We'll just kind of pass through this. Since I've not read it, I don't want to spend too much time. And then 801, cool cover. But it's hard to go from this and this to that in like a 6-month time. It changes a lot. And I have no clue, guys, anything about this story because I've not gotten there yet. So I don't know who this is. Dan Slott, 801, and there's the backside, and there it is, guys. The entire book. Maybe I should stretch it out a little. So super cool. I'm definitely gonna go back, read through the foreword by Roy Thomas there, or his own story he built. All right, and now the reason why I bought this. The Amazing Spider-Man #1, March 1963. Whew. That looks good. Oh no. Man. So maybe you guys can tell that or not. That's really disappointing. I'm going to reach out and see if they'll fix it. Dang. Oh well. Anyways, not the end of the world, but man, that does stink. And that's a serious crease too. Oh well. I mean, in all reality, it should be what, a 60-year-old comic book by this point, so I guess it's genuine aging. This is not at all what I thought it would be. It's definitely just a scan, and then they kind of reprinted it. The paper is super glossy. Let's see what the paper feels like. It feels kind of comic booky, but you can tell it's like way too good a quality to be comic book paper from that time period. And if we're being candid, comic book paper from this time period. If you've bought a Marvel comic recently, you know it is not great quality right now. But again, this is a Amazing Spider-Man #1. So cool. Spider-Man Part 2. I mean, just such an amazing character. I've always loved the webs. J. Jonah Jameson is still the greatest Spider-Man villain of all time. And I love all the old ads. I love that. I think that's awesome. I love old nerdy butt Spider-Man. Just super cool. Really do enjoy this. The Chameleon. Chameleon is kind of lame. but it's overall still really happy with the purchase. See, I love these. Personal message from Spider-Man. Super cool. And besides, how many times are you going to get a chance to flip through an exact replica of the Amazing Spider-Man #1? I love these. But yeah, you can tell, like, super, let's see if we can get the light, like, super glossy. Super, super glossy. But all in all, super cool. Really neat kind of collector's item. There's it one more time. So we'll put that back there. And you know what they missed? They should have had 6-arm Peter Parker in there. That's all I'm saying. All right, but one more time. Boom. Super, super cool. Is this something you would pick up? I mean, for 125 bucks, I mean, that's basically the price of an omnibus. I mean, heck, I think this one right here, yeah, it's 100 bucks. So, and then these other ones back over here, probably about 125 or so. That one's kind of on the small side, but I think all in all, super happy, a little bummed about this. What can you do? Kind of stinks, but is what it is. It'll go back in the envelope. I originally thought about sending this off to get graded to see if it would get by old CGC, but yeah, there's not a chance. If somehow this was graded as an original or a like golden record reprint, that would basically force me to lose all faith in everything CGC ever stood for. But I don't think there's a point. You can clearly tell, this is not just a reprint, but a very modern glossy reprint. Guys, you're the best part of Tubular's Comics. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it out. We have a ton more content coming out. I have a couple more comic reviews. I'm going to be doing some omnibus and TGC hauls. So it's going to be quite a bit. And as always, collect your way.